If you haven't been under a rock, you know that we're going into a recession. In some sectors, especially tech, a lot of people are getting laid off.
There's a new round of tech layoffs. Amazon will lay off 18,000 workers.
Salesforce announcing that it's going to cut 10% of its workers. HP, a Facebook owner, Meta, Lyft, Twitter.
Cisco, HP, Vimeo, DoorDash, Kraken, Lyft, Stripe, Seagate, Coinbase, Roku.
Best Buy, Ford Motor, HBO Max, Peloton, Shopify, Walmart, and Wayfair.
Netflix has made big cuts, so has Shopify, Snap, Twitter.
We've got some issues here in this global economy.
Get ready for what could be a turbulent 2023 for your finances.
I think the current work climate is probably summarized in fear and uncertainty.
Now, a survey shows 50% of firms expect to reduce their labor force.
And so today we'll be discussing 5 steps to recession-proof your resume. If you haven't been under a rock, you know that we're going into a recession. A lot of things are going on with the economy, mainly in some sectors, especially tech. A lot of people are getting laid off. Facebook has laid off people. Oracle, Cisco, ad execs, Twitter. What does that mean? Why is that relevant? And why are you watching this video? My thought process is that you should always hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. And so today we'll be discussing 5 steps to recession-proof your resume. Let's dive in. The first key point is going to be research and development. Questions that I would typically ask myself if I was in that position. I'll look at the market, like what jobs are currently available, what positions are needed at these companies, and I'd go to LinkedIn, look up said companies, and then look at people who are working at those companies and look at the skill sets that they have. That will help me figure out what skills the positions actually require. If I'm not boned up on those skills or I don't have certifications, right, because some of these companies require certifications, then how do I put together a learning plan in order to get said skills to be able to provide said value? 2, networking. This is one of my favorite ones. If I'm looking for a position or I'm in a position where I want to work for a company, first thing I do is I look up like the people that actually like work there. I reach out to those people. We have conversations. They tell me the inside knowledge or the inside track of what steps I need to take, because all it is really just human experience and human connection. Another thing I would say is that if you know someone who is impacted, one of the best ways to network is when you don't actually need anything. If I'm in your shoes, and some things I'm doing now is reaching out to friends who actively are looking for jobs or need help. Not that I even need anything in return, but if I ever needed help, I know that it wouldn't be hard for me to call somebody up and get that help. Hey guys, if you like the content you're watching, there is a Patreon that you could subscribe to where you get more exclusive content. I will share my journey of how I've made money in sales, things I'm investing in, some of the pitfalls that I've made as it relates to investing in my career. I'll be sharing those with you so that you can totally avoid those too. So if that's something you're interested in, you can click the link below in this video and sign up for the Patreon. Third, I would say keeping an active relationship with recruiters. Recruiters always reach out to me, right? They ask me like if I'm looking. I respectfully decline like if I'm not in position for looking. But what I do sometimes is I'll forward them resumes to them, or I'll put them in touch with people who are looking. It builds a relationship where there's an interest or self-gain on both sides, right? Then I can easily reach out to a recruiter, and I usually have a warm relationship with them because when they're looking to fill certain positions and they reach out to me, I respond. Step 4, recession-proofing yourself, making sure that your resume talks about the value that you provide for the company that you're going to be working for. I look at a lot of resumes on LinkedIn, or people will ping me and ask me to refer them to a job at Google. And what I'll find is their resume isn't really structured for the positions that Google's looking for. And so knowing your stats, right? Like, what did you finish last quarter? What are some of the value-driven things you've done within your company to stand out? How have you made impact? That's one of the key things that should be in your resume. When I look at most profiles on LinkedIn, I don't see any stats. I just see a list of skills, and sometimes those skills are outdated. You need to make sure that you're crafting your resume, you're crafting your LinkedIn profile to reflect the benefits and the skills that you're providing for your potential employer. And then lastly, don't forget, right, no matter what you do, there's still going to be some element to it being a numbers game. People call me and they'll ask me for advice, or we'll talk about their career prospects. I'll ask them hey, how many places have you applied? How many interviews have you done? And the answer is typically low. If you're going to go for your dream job, you don't want it to be your first interview. You want to have interviewed enough where you can reflect from the mistakes that you've made and kind of tweak so the time you get to the 3rd or the 4th interview or the job you really want, everything is tight. You have a better understanding of how to structure your conversation to what that company is looking for, and you've done all the necessary research, right? You've looked up profiles of people who work at the company so that you become the number 1 candidate. Those are 5 ways that you could put yourself ahead of the rest and have a chance to still thrive in 2023. So thought this would be helpful, thought this would provide some value to you and help you. With that said, if you like content like this, you can hit the like and subscribe button. We have a newsletter. Till the next video, talk to you soon.